You spend years dreaming, then you plan, you map, and you wonder if it's even possible. And then one day you wake up and you're doing it, running the length of a country. Step after step, river after river, hill after hill. Every morning your body says no, and every morning you start again.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Kia ora! I've arrived in a little town called Bunnythorpe. Done about 30k this morning. Really tired this morning when the alarm went off. It was so painful. For 52 days I ran across New Zealand, through forest and farmland, over mountains, past oceans. I carried a small bag and a big dream, and I gave it everything. And then, just like that, it was over. I stopped running. I stood still, and it was quiet. So quiet. What no one tells you is how loud that silence is after the cameras stop rolling. When the final footsteps are taken and you're left with a finish line that doesn't feel like one. There's no parade, no medal around your neck. Just this vast, strange emptiness. In that moment, there's no script. No manual for what comes next. No one tells you how to land. And I didn't land. I just hovered, emotionally suspended in the space after the goal. Thank you everyone. It's been a journey and a half. We need to try and recover a wee bit. Work out what we're doing next. I thought finishing would feel like arriving, but instead it felt like losing something. The structure, the purpose, even the pain, I missed it. It all vanished. I didn't feel proud. I felt vacant. Like everything I'd built had been packed away with the gear. Like I'd been evicted from my own story. The morning after I finished, I sat in silence, not reflecting, just flat. The joy, the relief, it didn't come. I kept waiting for that final surge of meaning to rise up and tell me it'd all been worth it. But it didn't. There was just stillness and a creeping numbness that felt nothing like I expected. And there was no time, because while I was still trying to feel something, anything, life came rushing in. Within 24 hours we were packing up the van, driving north to catch a ferry back to the North Island. We had a most enjoyable day. Bye South Island.
Bye South Island.
And then from there, the long drive back to Auckland, tired and disconnected. We're on our way back north. I'm feeling worse day by day. Last night was pretty bad, but today's awful. So I'm in the back, just lying, keeping my legs up. Had a wee bit of sleep, which has been good because I never slept much last night. Just got our work to do. Early this morning for you to do work. But yeah, legs are bad. Everything's just become inflamed now. Sores in my nose, cracked lip, messed up hands. And yeah, it's so bad. It's not the best. We didn't have much time at all. The pressure was on. We'd had maybe 60 days of living in that van and we needed to empty it before we could advertise it for sale. It probably needed an airing too. At the same time, we had to sell the last of our belongings, stuff that had filled our little Auckland house for over a year, and gear we no longer needed, things we couldn't carry home. It was a desperate time, and with a fixed deadline and so much to do.
Say hello to the garage sale video.
The run had taken all of our money, and we desperately needed to find a buyer for the van if we would have anything to live on back in the UK. After a stressful few days and some hard negotiations, we finally said goodbye to the one constant for 52 days of running. Our home, our shelter, our everything.
Bye. Bye, van. You've been a good van. Bye, Paul. Good luck.
And then, in the middle of all that, we had to get Maya ready to fly back to the UK on her own.
So, we're walking Maya, then she has an MPI vet appointment, then she's going to UK, so this is one of her last walks in New Zealand. Maya!
The stress and worry of dropping a little girl off at the airport on her own was really difficult to do in my fragile state.
Yeah, we're lifted?
Yes.
Bye, Maya! Bye!
It was heartbreaking. And then, with countless bags and excess luggage, we were preparing to say farewell to the country too. So we're out for lunch, which we haven't been able to do very often because of Maya, but Maya's back in the UK. She's in London now, off the plains, which is good. We saw some pictures of her out in some grass sniffing around, so hopefully she's okay. She'll be a bit stressed still, but we'll be there on Friday morning, hopefully, and pick her up.
I'm sad. I don't like ending. They make me feel weird. We definitely don't want to spend the rest of our lives in Auckland, and don't like the city that much, but I'm still sad to leave it. And maybe that's just because of the uncertainties in the future, but I guess that's how life goes. Nothing is known 100%.
Alice had a new job in a place we didn't really know. We had no house there, no base. We returned to uncertainty, to stress, to pressure. We didn't come back to normal life, we came back to chaos. To a brand new chapter that had already started without us, and we weren't ready. There was no celebration, no breathing space, just logistics and deadlines and forms and finances and farewells. Jet lag layered over heartbreak. The kind of heartbreak you can't name because you're not even sure what exactly you lost, only that something is missing. And underneath it all, for me, was shame.
I'll see you in Bluff.
Not public shame, but a quiet internal voice that whispered, maybe it wasn't enough, maybe I wasn't enough, maybe I should have done it faster, better, more gracefully. Maybe I ruined it by being human, by struggling, by not always being the person I thought I would be out there.
Bye!
That's a brutal place to be after giving everything.
Hello! Hello, Maya! Hello! It's your dad! It's your dad! Hello! Hello, puppies! Hello,
And in that haze of exhaustion, the lessons started to surface, slowly. Not on the trail, but off it. In the stillness that came afterwards, in the absence of running when the only thing left to listen to was the noise inside. I realised I hadn't been running away. I was trying to run back to myself, to something honest, something simple and unfiltered. The trail was hard, but it was also true, and truth is addictive once you've touched it. Pretty nice. start to the day. I thought endurance was about toughness, but it's not. It's about softness. It's about letting the pain in, letting people in. I just don't know if I can go on anymore. The shit is just too much. Letting yourself feel the full scope of the experience without always trying to dominate it. And that was hard. It was harder than the running.
I know. I'm saying you came with the sunshine. Of course. Yeah.
Alice taught me what support really looks like.
Do you know what? You're here, you're safe, you're walking.
Not the kind you see on Instagram. The quiet, invisible, relentless kind. The kind that happens at 3 AM with numb fingers and sore hearts. That kind of love that changes you.
It looks like it's all gonna be okay. You won't drown today.
And I learned that shared suffering, when held gently, is a bond stronger than words. What we went through together on that trail, it wasn't all beautiful, but it was real. And it stitched us together in ways I'm still understanding.
Hello.
The run didn't give me all the answers, but it gave me better questions. Interview went okay. I got the job offer. Wanted to see in person. It made me ask what I want to carry into the rest of my life and what I can let go of. What's worth keeping? What's worth leaving behind? What matters most when everything else is stripped away? It's been like tropical rain. It's insane. Since coming home, I've changed how I coach, how I show up for others, how I listen. I don't try to fix people anymore, I try to see them, really see them, in their full complexity, in their pain and their potential, in their setbacks and their quiet wins. Pyllon isn't about training anymore, it's about meaning, about building a life around the hard things, not despite them, but because of them, and about chasing goals that shake you, because if they don't shake you, they don't change you. Good job. I used to think potential was a holy grail, but now I know it's presence. Being here, fully, even in the doubt, even in the dark, especially in the dark. And here's something else I've realised. The run didn't end, not really. It echoes in strange ways, in subtle shifts, in the way I hold a pause, in the way I approach a hard conversation, in the way I speak to the people I love.
Yes, I did.
Some stories don't end, they echo. They linger in the way you wake up, in the way you move through the world, in the way you love and fail and begin again. This story, this run, this life, it still lives in me, in my work, in my values, in the way I hold space for others. And I don't think it'll ever fully leave. And if you've ever chased something big and felt hollow when you get there, you're not alone. If you've ever finished something only to wonder who you are without it, you're not broken. You're just human, and this is part of the process. There are more stories to come, more truths I'm still untangling, but this is where I needed to start. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, follow the rest of the story, and maybe take a moment to ask yourself, what are you really running for?